Well, the Puzzle Box Academy was founded on the belief that every student deserves an educational environment where they can thrive and learn, but that environment can look very different for students with developmental challenges. So here now is the founder of Puzzle Box Academy, Pamela Furr. So Pamela, thank you so much for being here. All right, I have to know, what was the defining moment that led you to transition from a career in finance and insurance to founding an institution like this, to founding the Puzzle Box Academy?
Well, sitting in my car, crying for about 45 minutes after an individualized education plan meeting, what's formerly called an IEP meeting with my own child. My son is my North Star, reason I do everything, the reason I move forward. And as an alpha female, very educated woman, like in the finance industry, I figured if I'm sitting in my car crying, how many other parents have gone through this? How many grandparents, how many aunts and uncles, caregivers of children? And I made a mission on that day. I was like, you're never going to do this to another mom. So I wanted an option for students and families rather than just the public school.
I know all about IEPs. My mom was a special education teacher for many, many years here in the Central Valley, and the caseloads can get enormous. They can have so many students who need personalized education plans, and sometimes at that caseload management, it just almost seems impossible. So what's your approach at the Puzzle Box Academy? How do you set yourself apart from the public education system or from other institutions?
Well, for us, we look at the whole child. We're not just looking at the academic standing of the child. We're not just looking at the problems that came with the child from the public school. Most of the time, by the time parents get to me, they've been beat up by the public school system. They don't know where to go or where to turn. So we start by intaking the parents, getting to feel the parents. What do you need? What are supports that you need? And then we take that approach, and then we look at the child as well. And our curriculum is custom blended for every child. My kindergartners are tracking their data points so that they can learn to fluency and not memorization. So they change math and English classes at kindergarten level, so that truly, we are raising our kids up. If they're great at math, we're allowing them to continue. Not just, oh, well, if you're at kindergarten and you're doing third grade math, then we're going to get you into a third grade math class. But if your reading needs a little more hands-on, then we're going to shape that and build it up, because our entire approach is making sure that we are building the child and not breaking them down.
That's probably so important, because I have seen that a lot with kids who maybe struggle in one area but excel in math especially, but you know, they're always held back because of whatever the standard is. That's where they stay until they move on to the next year. And so I love this approach, but you also talk about on your website, you talk about sort of therapeutic approaches to education. So how do you integrate that into the Puzzle Box Academy?
Yes, so we use applied behavioral analysis. And that is just like quantum physics. We're looking at the tiniest module of the behavior. What is the function of the behavior? You know, I like to always use the example, my kid will not eat anything green. We hear that from neurotypical parents to neurodiverse parents. Well, we want to know why won't they eat the green food? Not just, okay, let's put a Band-Aid on it and let's take the green food off the plate. We want to find, maybe it's a Skittle, maybe it's a gummy bear that's green, and we start reintroducing that in small, little, tiny advantages, little, tiny, quick wins, and those quick wins end up being bigger progress modules. So we use ABA, which is, again, applied behavioral analysis, to break down the tiniest function of behavior and then building upon that. It is key within our curriculum, and it's key within our behavioral services we offer to all of our families.
Well, it sounds like a great approach to learning, especially for kids who might have some challenges when it comes to education, but we know you're a little far away from the Central Valley. So if there's one thing that you'd like parents to know about getting their kids the right education plan, about getting them into a space that is catered to them, what would you tell them?
So first of all, remember, you are the advocate for your child. They do not have a voice, so it is okay for you to question the teacher. It is okay for you to stand up for your child's rights. And if you need help, Whether you're in China or whether you're in Canada, you can call Puzzlebox because we have a program called the Aspire program, and it teaches caregivers the fundamentals of classroom management and how to teach the neurodiverse learner. So as a mom, that was a big component over the last 10 years of building this wonderful business and working with all these families, is we wanted to make sure that we could bring this to families in rural areas that do not have the availability. So whether you're in California, whether you're in Illinois, if you reach out to us, we have a program that we can help, and we do free parent training online every month. Knowledge is power. We really want to make sure that no parent with a neurodiverse child feels alone.
Okay, well, this is great information. We will have all the information about the Puzzlebox Academy, how you can get in touch with them. We'll put it on our website. Pamela, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. This has been such a pleasure. I really appreciate the time.
Health matters to you and to KC24. That's why we started BuddyCheck24 back in 1996. I've been honored to meet you, walk with you, and help raise breast cancer awareness. I've listened to your stories of courage and shared important health information. Every month, I'll remind you to call your buddy for life-saving self-exams. Go to yourcentralvalley.com and download our